if you desire vulnerability from a man, you have to be vulnerable with him too. You have to be willing to open up. And I know some of you may think, but I am. I think sometimes as a woman, you may not realize how much you're still holding back. And again, I get it. I understand. You've been through some hurt before. You've been in relationships where maybe the guy was a horrible communicator or shut down or turned the tables on you or threw things back in your face. I get it, right? But we can't have a healthy relationship without the willingness to be vulnerable and open up. And getting back or connecting this to the main point that I made, because it's an issue of he wants to still be respected in your eyes. So I'm going to give you an example, and this wasn't with a woman I was dating, but we were, well, I guess you could say we were. But anyway, we're not going to get into those details. The point is, it was someone I was close to, and at this time, I pretty much lost everything. I was running the business crashed. I was pretty much going to zero. And I had a moment of weakness. And I was like, depressed, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And I did let myself open up. But I was worried. I was worried like, man, she going to look at me like a little punk. Like, how is she going to look at me after this? And I remember she said to me, listen, you were successful once, you can be successful again. Like, she did not pile it on. She did not let me dwell in the misery. She kind of just gave me a pep talk like, nah, you're going to be good. Don't worry, you're fine. And that reassurance and not an attack on the weakness or not feeling like, oh, you look at me different now, it brought such peace. It was a really great thing. And I think as a woman, you got to understand, especially when he's in that moment where he's beating himself up or he's feeling bad. Listen, sometimes it might be because, yes, he made a legit bad decision. All right. He did something flat out stupid. That ain't the time, though, to say, hey, you did something real stupid, right? Like, that's not the time to kick the man while he's down. It's all about how you say it. Not what you say, but how you say it. And learning how to tactfully talk to him in those moments is going to go a long, long way. So, and reassuring him that you still respect him as a man, because that respect is important to him and more so important from the woman that he's really into. So before I move on to the next point, real quick, get your copy of The Man God Has For You, best-selling book, thousands of reviews. Be sure to click the link in the description or in the comment section, or go to www.themangodhasforyou.com. All right, so let's keep this going. And the next one is, or the next thought the man has when he's really into you is, I really want her to know how serious I am about her. And so we'll make this one a little quick. Essentially, I do think that men understand that, at least again, the man who's serious about you, he understands that you've probably been through some nonsense with other men. He understands the concerns and the fears that a woman has when it comes to really trying to make sure this guy is not playing her and he's serious. And so that man wants you to know how serious he is. And this is why he's so willing to provide and protect and impress and pour into you. And though I don't want no man chasing a woman the same way I don't want a woman chasing a man, I do think that some men, when they get into you, they're just willing to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to show you, I'm all about you. I am serious. He is prepared to give you that reassurance. But, there's always a but. But sometimes he doesn't understand fully what you're looking for to feel reassured about his seriousness and his love. And this is why it becomes important to communicate and be open about what you're looking for. I know the concern from a lot of women is, if you tell the man what you're looking for, then that gives him the ammunition to play you. But again, I will always make the argument that the man who's typically just trying to play you or use you is not trying to do everything on your list of what you're looking for. He's looking to cut corners. He's looking to get the most for the least, all right? So I'm not saying no man will ever use your desires against you, but typically that's not what's going to happen. Typically, when you see a man that's played a woman, you can point out where the red flags are. You can point out where he wasn't being serious. It's very rare that he shows seriousness across the board and he's like he was just playing games. So understand that, yes, you got to be open and be willing to communicate, and understand that he does not automatically know. You know, we always say the man can't read your mind. And I think sometimes the mistake that some women make is assuming, well, he should know better. How doesn't he know this, you know? And I'm just going to give you one quick example. And this is more like in the dating phase, where sometimes a lot of men, especially in today's world, text a lot. Now, listen, I'm a firm believer that we have to be mindful of over texting and do more phone conversations or FaceTimes and having quality time face to face. But I do think that a lot of people have become very comfortable with texting. Hell, there are women who are very comfortable with texting. So sometimes the constant use of text versus phone calls, some women may look at that like, oh, he's not serious, you know, and he should know better. He's a grown man. How does he not know you got to have more phone conversation? He genuinely may not know. But if he's serious about you and you let him know that's a concern for you, he will correct it. All he needs to know is what the issue is. So be mindful of that, because he does want to show you how serious he is. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Relationships are the key to a successful life. But there's 5 areas that we have to be mindful of when it comes to relationships. There's relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationship with family and friends,